Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 2 of Making TNA Great Again. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for tuning in again, and also thank you to the fabulous response we got on that last episode. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for that. So, two things of note before we start today's episode. First of all, Mike Bennett got caught with steroids. Yeah, well, at least we now know what his miracle is. And also, one guy is leaving the company today. He'll be written off in the storyline, so you guys will get to see what happens. Anyway, enough of my wonderful talking. Let's get on with the episode. And let's see just how we're going to start with today's pre-show. And in our first pre-show match of the day, in a terrible pre-show match, the Tribunal defeated Jesse and Robbie E in 8:45 when Baron Dax defeated Jesse by pinfall with the French Revolution. In terms of in-ring work, Robbie E was heads and shoulders above everyone else. This scored a D-40. Not a bad little pre-show match there, just getting the Tribunal some momentum and getting them over. The win over the Bromans. Baraka is not suited to his gimmick. Robbie E is not suited to his gimmick. The announcing quality and colour commentary gave the match a boost. Dax had an in-ring performance of 30 and Baraka with a 36. Robbie E had a ring-in performance of 45 and Jesse had an in-ring performance of 27. Again, not a bad little pre-show match. We then go on to our second pre-show match where Tigre Uno defeats where Caleb Connolly defeats Tigre Uno in 7:05 by pinfall with an inverted overdose. A D-42, again, just a match, again, just to see how they'll do and give Caleb a little bit of momentum and see how he will hang in the ring. The announcing and colour again gave the match a boost. Tigre Uno with a 36 and Caleb with a 30N. Just a disappointing pre-show match, but see what they could do. Anyway, on to the main show. And we are starting off Impact this week with a video reviewing last week with the 4-way number 1 contenders match, and then the ending with all the chaos and the stare down between Lashley and Galloway. Remembering that Lashley and Galloway will be going one-on-one at Slammiversary for that TNA Impact Heavyweight Championship. A D+51. EC3 is not suited to his gimmick, and Jeff Hardy came across well. Tyrus performed poorly in this segment. Not a bad little segment though. Any work improvements? None. The main negatives there for EC3 as a heel, Drew as a face, chemistry, motivation, and Tyrus for poor gimmick. We then head to the Impact Zone where we find Bobby Lashley standing in the ring. Lashley says, "So last week we saw just what I can do. Last week I was made to defeat 3 other men with ease. Why? Because I'm the beast, Bobby Lashley. I walk into a ring and always walk out on top. So, Drew, I'm warning you. At Slammiversary, I will walk out champion." Drew Galloway then walks down the ramp and joins Lashley in the ring. Drew says, "Congratulations on your win last week, Bobby. You really showed us that you can be the number 1 contender. It was no mean feat. But the trouble is, Bobby, I wasn't in that match, otherwise the result would have been very different. Tell you what, Bobby, why do we wait until Slammiversary? Let's do this now." Bobby then turns around and says, "Sorry, Drew, I don't fight for free. I'm a prize fighter. So, see you at Slammiversary." So, Bobby there basically saying that he doesn't fight just as and when other people want him to fight. He fights only when he wants to and when there is a prize on the line. Drew coming out showing that he's a fighting champion and ready to fight anyone. Colour commentary gave it a boost and the angle got the crowd hotter. MMA will rule all. Storyline has advanced. A C+54, not bad. We need to get Drew some overness. He can get better segments on Impact. No work improvements, and the dirt sheet again. The main negatives for Drew being a babyface, chemistry, and the announcing qualities low experience. Just as Lashley turns around and heads up the ramp, Dixie Country plays, and out comes TNA President Dixie Carter. Dixie says, now, Lashley, not so fast. You work for TNA, and if I say you're going to wrestle, then you wrestle. And guess what? Tonight, you're wrestling. Tonight's main event, everyone, will be Matt Hardy teaming with you, Bobby Lashley, against the team of Jeff Hardy and Impact Heavyweight Champion Drew Galloway. So there we go, Dixie just simply announcing the main event, a C-55, not a bad little segment. Dixie did not come out of this looking good, of course, he never does. But Drew Galloway underperformed, which is disappointing for Drew. Very disappointed about that. No worker improvements. Main negatives. Well, Dixie Carter got a boost for her good gimmick. Drew for his babyface and chemistry, low quality, and the low heat on the storyline. And then we go on to our first match of the show. In a bout that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Mandrews defeated Trevor Lee in 7:34 by pinfall with a quick roll-up. An E+31. Absolutely terrible rating. Yeah, horrible start to start Impact with. Gregory Helms did some good work at ringside. Trevor Lee and Gregory Helms are an awkward pairing. They have no chemistry whatsoever. The announcing quality gave the match a boost. Trevor Lee only got a 20. Wow. And Mandrews scored a 33. Yeah, let's just try and move on from that as quickly as possible. We then move on to a segment where, after his loss in the last match, Trevor Lee completely snaps and starts punching and kicking his manager, Gregory Helms. Yeah, with that sort of face, you can kind of imagine Trevor Lee just snapping, punching, kicking. He does look like a caveman. I mean, in that picture, he looks like Captain Caveman. Just running around and just with his stick, just hitting everyone. Maybe that should be his gimmick. He then picks up Helms and throws him through the security barriers surrounding the ring. Why has he done this? Josh says on commentary. Lee picks up a microphone. I don't know how anyone's going to understand him with a face like that, but hey. Helms, that's it. I'm done with you. No, you never helped me or did anything for me. Therefore, we're done. Get out of here, he says to Gregory Helms. At this moment, a unknown man standing at the top of the rank clapping his hands. Who could it be? Well, those who are savvy enough will obviously see that it's Prince Nana, who's come out to join Trevor Lee on the stage. Another really poor rated segment, an E28. Horrible. Gregory Helms helped Trevor Lee join this segment. Trevor Lee and Gregory Helms are an awkward pairing. They seem to throw each other off. Well, yeah, that's not going to matter so much more because Gregory Helms is now leaving the company. And as you can tell, he's being replaced. Prince Nana has debuted his sports agent gimmick and got an initial rating of poor. I'm hoping that him appearing in segments with Trevor Lee might help improve his gimmick and maybe help improve Trevor Lee. The announcing quality gave the segment a boost, and it also pulled the crowd a little. No improvements. Nana got a boost for high morale, Trevor Lee for managerial help, but the negatives were low morale, managerial chemistry, poor gimmick, and low experience on the announcing table. We then have another poor match where Bram defeats Aiden O'Shea in 6:41 by pinfall with the curb stomp. That was a D44. Just a match to give Bram some momentum. Bram is not suited to his gimmick. The colour chemistry gave the match a boost. Bram got a 49, and Aiden O'Shea with a 34. Not a bad little rating match. Just a match to give Bram some momentum, really. No worker improvements. The negatives, Bram for holding Bram back and inconsistency, and then Aiden O'Shea holding back inconsistency and chemistry. Bram is celebrating after quite convincingly defeating Aiden O'Shea when suddenly Eli Drake's music hits and he comes out onto stage. Drake then says, "My name is Eli Drake, and last week I told you that I am now hunting down gold. Well, I went away and thought about it and decided that I don't just want to be a champion. Eli Drake wants to be the king of the mountain. That's right, Bram, I want that belt you got. Oh, and I forgot to mention, just had a quick chat with Dixie, and at Slammiversary, it's happening. So Bram, see you there." D45 there. Eli Drake basically just saying he's going for that King of the Mountain championship. Bram is not suited to his gimmick. The colour commentary gave the boost. The I'm Eli Drake, I don't care Bram storyline has advanced with this segment. Worker improvements. Bram is learning to show more charisma, which is great, and Bram is also developing better performance skills. Dirt sheet wise, Eli Drake got a bonus for good gimmick, good commentary, and good momentum for Bram. It was penalised for the low experience of the announce team. EC3 then comes out to the ring and grabs a microphone from a member of ring crew. Ethan says, "So it seems that my aunt tried to get me hurt. She put me in a match, but made sure I wouldn't win by using my former friend and her new bitch, Iris." The crowd boos. "I think we deserve an answer as to why she has done this. So Dixie, get on out here." Dixie Country plays and Dixie comes out onto stage. She then says, "Ethan, I can't believe you would think that I'd set out to hurt you. We're family. We stick together. I'm just trying to teach you a little lesson, Ethan. Partners are winners. And since you lost to the Miracle Mike Bennett, well, you no longer are." Ethan says, "That's what this is all about, being a winner. Does winners try and run this company into the ground?" Didn't think so." Dixie replies, "Ethan, don't bring the company into this. This is about you, and it's clear you just don't listen." At this point, all of a sudden, Tyrus and Spud attack and lay EC3 out. Holy shit. So, Tyrus there and Spud have come out of nowhere, absolutely laid Ethan down and out for the count. Clearly, the Dixie has still got her lackeys still running around for her in Tyrus and Spud, attacking EC3 down. A D46 there for that one. EC3 is not suited to his gimmick. The announcing colour gave it a boost and the angle got the crowd hotter. Ethan is looking good. Dixie performed poorly again and Spud was very underwhelming, and the whole Carter inflicts hell on every storyline has advanced. Again, another poorly rated segment. I'm shocked by this because normally Ethan pulls great segments out of his arse. So I'm guessing this is something to do with Tyrus and Spud. Dixie is learning to show more charisma. Whoa, hey, just what we need. We need to keep getting her charisma boosted up. Because if she's going to be playing the heel authority character, she needs to boost it. And Spud is learning to show showing more charisma as well. Dixie got for good gimmick, for good announcing and colour. Tyrus was penalised for poor gimmick and the low experience of the announce team. In a bout that had subpar wrestling and little heat, Sienna drew with Gail Kim in 6-12 when the referee lost control and stopped the match. During the match, we also saw Jade came in and attacked Gail and also attacked Sienna. So there we go, another knockout match where it's ended in a draw and one of the three competitors has disturbed the match. Colour commentary gave the match a boost. Sienna got a 32 and Gail Kim a 49. The On a Mission to Rule the Women's Division storyline has advanced. And in total, it got a D47. There's a lot of Ds in this Impact. There's a lot of Ds. D for Daniel. Yeah. But I'm getting a little bit worried here. These ratings aren't great. In a decent match, the American Wolves defeat the Decay in 9:37 when Davey Richards defeats Crazy Steve, not Stevie Richards. Who the hell? How did Stevie Richards come into this? He hasn't been relevant since like 2000. Wow. Okay. By pinfall with a quick roll up. Crazy Steve was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. But the match did get a C62, so that's a bit better than the recent ratings I had been getting, so that will help boost the rating a little bit. Abyss and Rosemary have great chemistry together. This match got the crowd hotter. Crazy Steve scored a 29, but Abyss did boost that up with his 67, and the Wolves scored 61 and 64. The Decay storyline has a segment. Davey Richards is improving his rumble skills. The main negatives, mostly Crazy Steve for holding back inconsistency and holding back of Davey and Eddie, and again the announcing experience. After losing to the Wolves, Rosemary, Abyss and Crazy Steve are all standing in the ring staring at each other and laughing as if they lost on purpose and have a plan set in place. The Wolves are just walking up the rank wondering what the hell is going on. The storyline of Decay has advanced, a D47, just a little storyline there, just as if the Decay have meant to have lost and like they have some sort of grand plan in place. No worker improvements and nothing influenced the rating. Video plays hyping Lashley and Matt Hardy versus Drew Galloway and Jeff Hardy. So just a segment there to boost the main event and boost the storylines a little bit. A C minus 56. We then have our main event, which in a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Matt Hardy and Bobby Lashley defeat Jeff Hardy and Drew Galloway in 14:01 when Jeff Hardy was counted out while fighting Matt Hardy. So there we go, Jeff and Matt there just fighting on the outside, completely threw the match out. A C64, again a bit more of an improvement. Not quite where we want to be, but it's an improvement there, putting all our main eventers in one match. Drew Galloway had an in-ring of 56, Jeff with a 62, Bobby with a 61 and Matt with a 59, so it's clear that Jeff Hardy there carried the match. Both storylines have improved. The improvements, Bobby Lashley improved in performance skills. The main negatives, Jeff for holding back and physical ability, Drew for holding back babyface and chemistry, Matt for a hell of a lot, and Bobby for a couple. So there's a lot of negatives there for our main event, which is a bit disappointing. Just shows that we really need to push new stars into that main event to help boost it. And then in our final segment, after the main event, Jeff and Matt remain in the ring. Jeff grabs the mic. Jeff says to Matt, "Matt, what is wrong with you? Why are you spouting off all this rubbish? You're my brother, man. Something's wrong with you." Matt replies, "Jeff, you've had this coming your way for a long time now. You did this to me. You did this when you jumped onto me. You broke me, Jeff. And now I must break you. No, I must destroy you. No, I will delete you. Delete you from the history books. And then the only name you will ever remember is my name. Matt Hardy." Jeff replies, "I did this to you. I didn't do this to you, Matt. I didn't make you lose your mind. How could you blame me for this? I need to fix you, Matt. Think about your family. Think about Rebby. Think about Maxwell." I really don't get that name, Maxwell. I don't get that name. That is not a name. It's like Max Power, but like combined into one. Matt replies, "Don't you mention them. They have nothing to do with you. You are nothing to them, and from now on you will be nothing to these people right here." Suddenly Matt hits Jeff with punches and kicks before kicking him in the gut, and suddenly a twist of fate. So there we go. That's a much better segment to finish out the show. Not exactly where I want it to be. I'd prefer it to have reached a B minus, but a C plus 71 isn't bad. Again, we just got to keep building stars. Something that TNA really do not have at the moment is stars and star power. No worker improvements, which is disappointing because I gave this a good amount of time. Dirt sheet there. Matt for a high morale got a boost. Jeff was penalised for poor momentum and the low experience of the crowd. The storyline has pushed on with that. So we'll end the show there. We got a C64 and the show increased our popularity in 27. So although it wasn't the best of shows there, nothing in the B region. That last segment there with Jeff and Matt coming face to face really did help boost the segment and help it boost up to a C64. So not a bad show there, guys. So thank you for joining me. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Guys, I will see you again. Don't forget, please, to tell me what you think of these